Yo, welcome to the Women's Basketball Lounge podcast. Grab a drink, grab a cigar, grab whatever your festivities are, and let's go.
Hey, what you got in your cup?
Sir Davis.
What is that?
Sir Davis whiskey. It's Beyonce's whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You on that Cowboy Carter vibe? I saw you at the Cowboy Carter concert.
Yes, I had a great time. I was blessed to be able to go both nights. So I got to see Jay-Z and Destiny's Child and Shabuzi and Honey Balenciaga. It was a good vibe. It was a good vibe in Vegas for the weekend.
Oh. Lucky you, lucky you.
It was the vibes, man.
Jealous. Well, I'm over here trying to prepare for school.
Oh yeah, that's coming quick.
Yeah, it's coming. Preparing for a new season, but is what it. My summer's over. So I'm gonna go in depression. So y'all pray for me that I make it through another year. I'm going into my 10th year of education. Can you believe that?
Wow, congratulations.
Do I look like
congratulations.
I've done 10 years?
That's dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But we have a guest on the show that I am excited to bring on. She is definitely a fan of the game. We talk about this show is from a fan's perspective. She is going to give just that. Her background's a little different from normal of what we bring to the show. She's a recent fan of the W, and I'm excited because we want to bring in people that have a different perspective than us of, we've been around basketball all our lives. But this person has, recently just have gone all in to basketball. And I think she texts me more. Some of my basketball friends text me about the game. It feels a lot of type of ways about a lot of things going on. So I want to introduce Daisy Martinez.
Yay! Welcome to the show.
So Daisy is a phenomenal model on Instagram, and she has a lot of followers and everything. And with her modeling and everything, over time, you've been, exploring this career. Tell us just a little bit about that career and how you're doing.
Well, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. But let me introduce myself real quick. I'm Daisy. I am from the Rio Grande Valley, but I currently reside here in San Antonio, Texas, for a while. I have been going a lot more to Dallas, learning more about the basketball community and the W and whatnot. But overall, this whole thing of modeling, it's going out great. I'm growing, I'm learning as I go. And I've also learned too, that's a really big reason why I want to move to Dallas is because I feel like I can definitely grow out there, whether if it's in Dallas or Fort Worth or a certain area. Because that's one thing I've learned too. Growing up, I thought Dallas was just this whole large community. And as I've been going there more often, it's not just Dallas. You got all these other cities too. Mm-hmm. And I'm out here thinking that Dallas is just one big community. I didn't know when I first started getting into the W that the ladies play in Arlington. You know what I mean? That's a whole other thing too.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that they represent Arlington as a whole, but it's a whole big community that's definitely separated out there. But about Dallas, I with what I do a lot of lowrider modeling. That's what you call it. I'm sure if you've heard of those old classic cars with hydraulics and whatnot. It's a really, really big community over there. So I've been doing really well and I've been growing. And I hope one of these days I can definitely be out there in Dallas, not only for the W, but, to just grow as an individual for sure.
Gotcha. So what is your take on being in a male-dominated industry, right? Because most low ride owners are males, right? And you're a female, so just like in the W, like basketball was labeled a male sport a long time ago before women decided to take over and make it great. So how is that being in a male dominated arena?
No, it's definitely interesting, but I feel like my perspective is a little different. Only because I grew up around this, and it's different for me because I was introduced to this kind of stuff since I was a child. Been doing this since I've been young. Been around the community. We're in car clubs, and you stick and you grow around those people. So I feel like it was a little easier for me to adapt compared to other girls or other people who have tried being in this community. And I think maybe if you're not a player playing basketball, but if you can ask anyone else. They can say I've watched basketball, but they still feel like they can still fit in the community, whether if they've just gotten into it or not.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So how did you fall in love with the W? Like, tell us about that.
Well, when I moved to San Antonio, I came here by myself. I only knew so many people, but I decided to come from my small part of town and I moved to San Antonio. With that being said, here in San Antonio, you have the Spurs. So, I got season tickets and I went to almost every other home game. And with that being said, being a part, or I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a part of the NBA community, but just being involved or going out there to those events and games and whatnot, I always felt kind of like an outcast in a way because I show up, I'm talking about basketball, and they look at me and it's like, what do you know? You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? I'll say it myself. I'll raise a hand and say, like, I only know so much. I can only do so much research. The NBA has been a thing for a while. I'm not going to say I know this. I'm not going to say I know that, but I know enough. And sometimes maybe if I don't know enough, I'm just there to enjoy the game. So in a way, I felt like being around that NBA community, it was a little intimidating because I am a female. And once I started getting into the W, I just felt like that's where home was. You know what I mean? I'm a girl, if anything, I'm expected to know more about the W more than the actual NBA. You know what I mean? And I felt like it just fit right. You know what I mean? And also, it feels so cool to also be a part of this community, not necessarily a part of it, but just to know more and be involved in it. Because sometimes I'll talk about it and people will be like, what are you talking about? We're like, yeah, you don't watch the WNBA? And they're like, I've heard about it. And I was like, watch, hang with me, and you're going to start getting more into it. So I want to say, like I said, being a part of that Spurs community really got me into looking more into women's basketball rather than men's. And you know what? It's a 20th century, man. Like things are changing. The WNBA is evolving. And I feel like if I'm going to be interested in something, I'd rather be interested in the W than the NBA. You know what I mean?
Girl power, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it won't be as intimidating too.
Right.
Like, let me tell you this funny story. I went out to the bars the other day, and it was the weekend of the All-Star weekend, and I wore my Paige Becker's jersey, right? And I went out there with so much confidence. I cannot tell you another female I know here in San Antonio that watches the WNBA. I cannot. My friends are slowly getting into it because I talk about it and they're like, oh my God, like, okay, I'll get into it, right? I went out in public. I went to a bar or so, and I'm wearing my jersey, and this man comes up to me, this boy, I insist, and he goes, you don't even know anything about the WNBA. And I said, why, you watch it? He's like, yeah, I do watch it. And I was like, okay, first of all, good for you, because I know that everyone's watching it now. And two, like, what do you know? You know what I mean? What do you know? And I told him I can name you 5 gay players, if anything. I can tell you, I can name like I told him, like, let's sit down, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. And he walked right away from me. And I was like, man, that just goes to prove that, like, you know, it's men like him who get intimidated. You know what I mean? I like I said, you know, being a part of that NBA community was not necessarily intimidating, but I definitely felt like an outcast. Because like I said, people are like, why is a girl like you here? You know what I mean? And now that I have this big interest in the WNBA, no one questions me. It's like, yeah, I know you're supposed to be here. You know, you seem like you fit in. You seem like you like this. You seem like you know what you're talking about.
Nice. It is a welcoming, like, the W is super open and like welcoming. So I could get that.
Yeah. And feeling comfortable is important because you go to the game to enjoy it. So I'm glad that you felt welcomed in the W, because I think that that's what the W is all about, is loving all, no judgment, everyone's welcome, and just being free, right? Like when you say that, Mick, like that's exactly what the marketing of the W is doing or should be, right? We're being innovators, and you don't have to look a certain way to be a great player. You don't have to be a certain thing. You don't have to be put in the box like they did in 1996. You know, women had to be put in this certain box, and I think that makes certain fans feel more comfortable to go to the W games, right?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Well, let's get into it. I have a fun game we're going to play just to warm things up before we get into our hot topics. So, Mick, Daisy, you're going to guess who tweeted this out. So you have to say a WNBA player's name. You have to give me a name, okay? And I'm going to read the tweet, and you have to tell me who this person is.
Do we get hints like what team they're on, or is this just
we
just raw dogging it out here?
I can't say team, but I will, because if I say team, then it will be obvious.
Yeah. I feel like I have an answer already.
You don't even know. Okay. So I don't know what hints I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna give a couple hints if y'all need it. So just say hints if y'all get it. Okay. But we're gonna start easy. So this one's gonna be super easy. Okay. So here's the tweet. I could be all the way covered and still giving sexy.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. Yes. Yes. How did you know that?
Because she's just that girl. That's what it's giving.
I love it. Nick, where was you at?
I mean, the answer came super quick. So, yeah.
We need a button.
No, it's all good.
All right. Next tweet. Unfortunately for y'all new fans, we do not just shut up and dribble here. You picked the wrong league.
Sydney Colson.
No. Here's the tweet. Unfortunately for y'all's new fans, we do not just shut up and dribble here. You picked the wrong league. She is definitely in the limelight. She was an all-star. I'll give you that. And she played college in the state of Texas.
I don't know where she played in college, but I was going to say not Teaspoon, but the other one. The other stud.
The person I was going to say, I don't remember them playing in, maybe it's them playing in Texas that threw me off. I was going to say Brittany Griner.
No, not Brittany Griner. She has blonde hair. She has blonde wigs. She wears a lot of blonde wigs.
Carrington?
Dejanay Carrington. Yeah.
She played for Baylor, right?
Yes, she played for Baylor. And she was an all-star. Yes. Okay. All right.
Wait, she was an all-star this year? She wasn't an all-star this year.
Yeah, she was an all-star. No, I'm
She
wrong.
was not an all-star. You are wrong.
Only Paige was an all-star. She was just.
She just went.
My girl
to,
Dejanay been having a season, man. But we gonna get on that.
Yeah,
we gonna get on that.
She deserved. Yeah, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it.
Yeah, but I'm
okay. She wasn't an all-star. My fault.
See how we supposed to answer the question right? You giving us the wrong clues.
All right. Last week we gonna move on to some hot topics. I feel like we warming up, trying to get into it. All right, here it is. This person tweeted out, I played the entire season pregnant last year. All-star and led the league. Top 3 out of 5 in MPG. Didn't tell a soul. She tweeted this way back.
I was going to say, this sounds like an old tweet.
It's an old tweet.
Candace Parker.
Can you repeat the tweet? Oh, no, I didn't hear.
No, not Candace Parker. I'll say it again, and I'm going to give you a hint after this. I played the entire season pregnant last year. Was an all-star and led the league in minutes per game. Didn't tell a soul. Didn't tell nobody. Nobody knew she was pregnant. People knew Candace Parker was pregnant. She's a veteran. She plays on the East Coast. West Coast. Sorry, look, wrong hints. She plays on the West Coast.
I'm like, people knew she was. There was a whole thing about that.
Right, right. She plays on the West Coast. She's very controversial. One of the stud buds have a crush on her.
Oh, Skylar Diggins Smith.
Skylar Diggins Smith.
Or Skylar Diggins, I should say.
Yeah, Skylar Diggins, right? Yeah, she's divorced now. Skylar Diggins. She played the entire year of 2018 pregnant and nobody knew it. Ain't that crazy? So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, hope y'all had fun. I just had three tweets for y'all. So good job.
Yay. I don't think I got any of those right, but still.
Good. Yeah. I was 2 out of 3.
You got Skylar Diggins right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After a couple of hints, yeah.
Well, let's get into it, Mick. Well, I just want to start off hot because I've been waiting to sit down with y'all because I need to turn in an application for a new team to be a fan of a new team and cheer for somebody else because these Dallas Wings, I'm sorry, but I think they going for worst front office of the league, period. Point blank. From trading Dejanay to letting Tierra McCowan go to terrible coaching, it's just
so
awful, y'all.
Okay, so let's fill our folk in, our viewers in, if they not if they haven't been paying attention. Dallas made a trade recently. We spoke about the very palpable tension between Dejanay Carrington and Coach what's his face over in Dallas. It was.
We're not even gonna give him a name. We just gonna. He ain't gonna be there.
He won't be there long. He won't be there next year. But we spoke about just the vibe that we could see, like just watching it on TV between the two of them, the frustration. So then we got Nalissa Smith, who came over to the Las Vegas Aces. Can y'all see that? Oh, I don't think it's in my actual camera, but it's in my iPad camera. So that's cool.
I see the Aces chain gang.
Yeah. But she came over to the Aces, right, in a trade with Dallas. And so then this past week, we got the news that Dejanay Carrington was traded and traded to the Minnesota Lynx.
You just gave him the championship. You just gave Dallas.
Not that they needed any help. They didn't need help. They were already fucking 25 and 4. Like they didn't need help. But and then where did Tierra
They
McCowan
blew the
go?
Aces out by 50.
Yeah, we were there. We saw it. And then we blew the Valkyries out by how many yesterday? Like, shit happens. I told you I'm riding with my Aces gang. I ain't never putting in no application to cheer for no other team. It ain't never that. It's Aces gang. We got this. But so where did Tierra McCowan
Well, you're welcome.
go?
You got one of our players.
What'd you say, Daisy?
I said you're welcome because you got one of our good players.
Who did we get?
Nalissa
Oh, yeah,
Smith.
we got Nalissa Smith. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to be shady, but I low-key feel like y'all got Nalissa Smith from Indiana. So she wasn't never really y'all's. She was there for like 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we do all of this just to let them go? Why did we do all this in the offseason to go after Dejanay and Nalissa and Hines Allen, in which we looking to trade Hines Allen right now? Like, why did we do all this magnificent work to create a good team around Paige Beckers, and then we just say, hey, go. Well, we just want 2027, 2026 draft picks.
It feels like that's what it is. But I think I missed the part where Tierra McCowan left too. Like, what did I miss there?
She got waived, so she didn't get
They
traded. She
waived
just got
Tierra
waived.
McCowan. Wow.
That needs to be.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't know if it's because of her going to play overseas. Like, do you think that's the shit?
I don't think so, because when she came back from overseas, I mean, they would have waived her if she was overseas and she would have never came back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she came back and she played, and she's been playing in like 10 games.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been watching her play.
Yeah. She just does not get along with that coach. I mean, Daisy's came to a game with me, right? Like, Daisy, like when you came to the game, what did you see with Tierra McCowan?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't see much. When I go to these games, not only am I going out there for the fan experience, and I'm focusing solely based on Paige. Not because I have this supposed quote on her, this crush on her. I'm sorry. It's because she's a star player, man. That's who I'm there for. That's what I'm focused on.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and let me tell you first. I do have my bachelor's degree. I majored in mass communications and a minor in marketing. So I am a really big
communications
big
girl. Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Yes. So sometimes I feel like I have a different eye than everybody. Sometimes I'm not going to these games solely focusing on the game and how these players are performing, because at the end of the day, they perform good or they perform bad or whatever it is, how they perform. Like I said, I go into these games with the marketing eye, and I like to think, how they're good. Like I said, they perform how they perform. I see things from, okay, what are they going to post at the end of the game? How are they going to promote this? When we first got into that game the other day, my thing was, man, I'm so excited for the intro. Who are the players that they're going to put on? Who are the players that are mostly on that intro? You know what I mean? Because those are the ones that they really care about her. And I'm going to be honest with her, be honest with you guys. I did not see much of her in that intro. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I didn't see much about her or of her during the game either.
I mean, honestly, this is probably the least we've seen of Tierra McCowan in her entire tenure with Dallas. Like,
correct.
I've seen Tierra McCowan on the court maybe 3 times the whole season. And I've been watching most of the games. I could probably count on one hand the number of games I've missed. She's been really quiet, but I wonder, she's such a good player that waiving her seems outrageous. But I wonder if, her behavior from the past seasons or the vibe that she had the past seasons made other teams not want to like trade for her. You know what I mean?
I will say this. Love my girl Tierra. She is top, I would say top 5 biggest players in the league. Like top 5. Like the only people bigger than her is JJ, Brittany Griner, the France girl, and I think that's it. Like Tierra's top 5 biggest players in the league, which is a pro for her.
Mm-hmm.
But the con for her is Tierra can have an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
She can be a princessa, and she plays lazy defense.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't get up and down the court well because of her size. And I don't even want to say because of her size, because I've seen big girls move, okay? I just think the motivation is not there. You know what I mean? And I've been seeing it since last year. Do I think, and I said that Dallas Wheaties needs a coach to know how to coach these type of women. You know what I mean? That have had certain caliber coaches, be that rah-rah coach. And they keep getting these nice coaches that are just good with X's and O's. And sometimes that don't motivate a player.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need a coach like Teaspoon or Kim Mulkey or Don Staley that's going to, get in your ass, to make you a better player. And needless to say, she's a grown woman, and all that. But I can see why she was waived. But do I think she deserved to be waived? No, I think that is 2 different aspects. And especially we at the freaking bottom. Like, why are we waiving players? Like, we can't afford to waive anybody. Like, why are we waiving players when we at the bottom?
Unless they're trying to clear a budget. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, they're trying to, you know what I mean, create
Tank
some
the season,
room.
clear a budget.
Yeah. That's what it feels like to me.
So, yeah, why did we trade Dejanay? Why did we trade Dejanay?
Because she hates the coach, and we all see that. We all see it at this point. I think they did Dejanay a favor, unfortunately. Like, as much as I keep wanting to see it for Dallas, you know what I mean, every year, and I thought that this year would be different. Dejanay Carrington, I think she's an incredible player. I don't know why they gave her to the Lynx.
I do.
I feel like that's a slap in the face to the New York Liberty, the Vegas Aces. It's like, we ain't winning shit and y'all ain't either.
If you don't believe this was a planned trade, you are living in La La Land. And you don't have a Twitter and you don't have social media. Do y'all remember when Dejanay was in Stud Bud's hotel room and they were talking about like, Dallas, who did y'all beat? Oh, y'all beat somebody? And they was like, did y'all beat Chicago? And she was like, no. Like, y'all ain't beat Chicago? They was like, no, who y'all beat? Connecticut. Oh, I could see that. And they like, Stud Buzz was like making fun of Dejanay because the only people they beat was Connecticut in the hotel. Think back. Dejanay, Stud Buds, they were all playing for Connecticut, right? All-Star. Stud Buds went on a live stream. You see Stud Buds dancing with the head coach of the Lynx. Next, when the head coach leaves Stud Buds, she goes sits down next to who? Dejanay Carrington and Melissa Smith in the club. And this is during All-Star. And then what? How many weeks out are we after All-Star? 2, 3? That's enough time to get paperwork in, people.
Yeah.
She back reunited with her crew.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a good move for Dejanay. It's a terrible move for Dallas. I mean, and maybe not. Like, I'm sure they have a plan too, but I think it's a great move for Dejanay.
Yeah, I just think that it was definitely like calculated. I think Dejanay wanted the trade, and I think that she used her network to get where she wanted to be. And kudos to her, she deserves
Yeah,
it.
for sure. Now, to be a little like, damn, homie, like she way in Minnesota now. You know, at least in Dallas, she was still a couple of hour flight away from Vegas. You know, her and Alyssa Smith
Yeah,
still close. Like, oh,
yeah.
that's a flight right there.
And a quick snippet, Nalissa on that when the Aces were off, they had like a game day off or whatever like that. She flew to Dallas to come watch her play. Isn't that crazy?
Is it crazy? It's just, I mean,
You in the middle of the season and
you got a day off, you
you
go
flying to
support your
Dallas.
girl. If I got the
I
time,
guess
if
that's a
I got
different
the time with
lifestyle.
my girl doing something, I'm gonna be there. Like if I can, you know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but I'm pretty sure she had to get stuff done in Dallas. You know, I'm pretty sure she had to get more things, pack more bags. You know, she's moving across the country. I'm pretty sure she had a few more things to do, and probably just went there, support a girl, get things done, and head
I
back.
feel like she also knew that was gonna be
Yeah.
her girl last game in Dallas, so she like,
Yeah,
let me come see you.
that might be true. See, make you own something. All right, so Daisy, I think you're gonna be excited to talk about this one. Let's talk about the Stud Buds live streaming All-Star game and just how it changed the game for everybody, for young people, older people. We kind of got an inside scoop in the All-Stars and what the All-Stars do and everything that's going on. And there's rumors that, you know, we want like a WNBA reality TV show. Like, how you think this went, you know, with Stud Buds capitalizing on social media and like, what are some ideas you think that the W could do to capitalize on this moving forward?
An idea, I wouldn't know just yet, but on behalf of that, I think those two girls, I mean, I think they're doing an amazing job putting themselves out there. Also, I'd like to mention, you know, when you're in the WNBA, not only are you a professional basketball player, but in some sort of way you are an influencer. You know what I mean? And I feel like that looks frowned upon in some sort of way. Because I can guarantee you, if I was in the position, I'd be utilizing whatever resources I can. You know, these stud buds, they're putting themselves out there, and if they keep doing that, you know, they can encounter brand deals, they can get brand trips, they can get not only opportunities for themselves, but hey, for the team too. You know what I mean? It's good publicity for them as a team together, the stud buds in general, and it's good publicity for the Lynx too. That, and it's like the dynamic duo that, you know, that everyone like loves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not only do you get to see them on social media, but you get to see them go on the court, whether if they play good or bad, or they're just having the time of their lives out there, like even better. You know what I mean? And I feel like that brings like a whole other sort of atmosphere to the women's community too. Like, people are not just going to see you perform at the game; they want to see you because you're an influencer. So I feel like they just got to keep doing what they're doing. They got to keep going on streams, just be themselves. I did see in an interview where I believe it was the head coach at the interview, and she said something like, "No, they're being themselves." You know, a while back that would not have been accepted. You know what I mean? And that goes back to what I was saying, how, like, you know, it was never really taken as serious. How I said how, like, you know, being a girl in the basketball community, especially in men's, I'm not saying that you look frowned upon, but, you know, it is quite intimidating for a person like me. And back to what she was saying, you know, it's true. People would have thought that they were a freaking joke with the way that they're behaving. But like I said, whether it's good or bad publicity, they're doing awesome out there. And they are being their authentic selves. And I think that's what they got to keep doing. Put themselves out there, whether if they're representing themselves, the women's community, women's basketball community, or their team just in general.
Yeah.
They just got, yeah.
I feel like people love a dynamic duo, right? Starsky and Hutch, Beavis and Butthead. You know what I'm saying? People love a dynamic duo. Nick, how do you think this, going into the saying, all publicity is good publicity. No such thing as bad publicity. There was some sketchy things that the Studbugs did on live stream. Like, what are your thoughts about that and how the WNBA, like same question, like can capitalize on this viewership of streaming to move forward?
I think it's incredibly smart of them. Like, I don't know if that was their idea from the beginning, but whoever's idea it was, that was incredibly smart because this is the first time we've ever gotten a true behind the scenes look at All-Star Weekend, WNBA All-Star Weekend. I think they're going to set a trend. I think we're going to see that now. Even in the NBA, I think we're going to see more people play around with that and say, excuse me, how can we do something similar? I think like in terms of capitalizing, like, number one, it increases the Minnesota Lynx star power, which is the one thing that a lot of people have said that the Minnesota Lynx do not have. And that's what makes them, like, people are like, oh, the Lynx are underrated. They're not underrated. They just haven't had the star power that makes people want to cheer for them. Like the same star power that makes me cheer for the Aces, when they 14 and 14 kind of vibe. Like they haven't had that. And so I think Courtney Williams and Heidemann, like I think what they are doing like increases that star power. They're basically saying like, if you don't give me a seat at the table, then I'm going to create a table, which is a mantra, and definitely how I govern myself. So I get it. But yeah, I think like it's super smart. In terms of how the WNBA can capitalize, I don't think they should. Like they already don't pay the players enough. I think that this is something that they should be able to do just by the fact that to Daisy's point, that they are personalities, influencers. They're just capitalizing off their own names. I think the WNBA should stay out of that. I think they should empower, you know what I mean? Because it only helps them. So I think they should help people do more of that, like mic people up more, give people camera, whatever the case may be. But I don't think they should capitalize off of it.
Well, and that's a good perspective, and I respect that. But in the means of capitalizing on it, you don't think that the W should create their own stream during All-Star next year? To where the marketing team, does a live stream themselves, like let Courtney and, Heidemann do their own thing, let them stream. But hey, like the WNBA needs a stream too, just to, you know what I'm saying? Capitalize, like, somebody had an idea and we just gonna take that idea, and do our own.
Yeah, I feel like that's, I don't like it. It's the theft of intellectual property. Like, they started this thing. If the NBA, if the WNBA wants to capitalize, I think the best way they can do that is to get behind what they are already doing. Like, put money behind them and ask them to do it in collaboration with the WNBA. I think for the WNBA to do their own stream at this point would be opportunistic, and not, because people don't want to see it from the W now. So it's just going to make them
they
look. They
want to see it from the players.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like it's just going to make the W look opportunistic. Like, if anything, they should just put money behind what the Studbugs are doing. It like just endorse what they're already doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Last question. Y'all think real hard. If you could pick one player from the W that you could pick to have a reality show, who would it be and why? One player. I already know what Daisy's
I'll let
gonna
Daisy
say.
go first.
No,
Daisy's
man.
gonna say
What?
PB.
No, I'm not. Forgive me, man. You said her name earlier.
Sydney Carlson.
They are hilarious. I think her name is
Sydney Carlson.
Sydney.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes, Sydney. Oh my God. I want to say she is just as funny as those stud. But if anything, put her in a room with them, and they'd be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Guys, let me tell you, I saw this thing on TikTok where she has a partner. I'm not too familiar with her partner's name or friend. I don't know 100%.
I think you're talking about TP.
I think so. But did you guys see that incident the other day where they threw that green toy into the
I
court?
did see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. In Atlanta.
Well, let me tell you the funniest thing. They did the whole rundown where they had to stop the game, do whatever they had to do to take care of that. If I'll follow up with you guys later about it. But if you guys didn't see, they also have, like, they're really big on social media too. And she did this interview where she was dressed up in all green and she was portraying as the green toy. And her, you guys haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it
can't
yet.
believe you guys haven't seen it. No, it's absolutely hilarious. I'm telling you guys, they're like a different version of the stud butts. Sydney, she's hilarious. She's probably the most hilarious, probably a WNBA player out there. But she dressed up in a green button-up green suit, and she was portraying herself as that green object. And her partner was asking her, like, how do you feel? Like, how do you think that they made you feel throughout the game? How like, do you feel outcasted? They were asking her as if she was being interviewed as the toy that they threw in the court. So
that sounds
so to
hilarious.
answer my question, I think I'd have to buddy up with her, man, because she's so hilarious. Another thing was too where they had this segment where they were I guess it was like they were coaching kids. Like I said, it was Sydney and her partner, and she had the whistle. They're about to game up or something, and she's like, "Okay, anyone have any questions?" And the kid goes, how much? Why don't you average this amount of points
yeah, I
during
remember
a game?
that from
Next
their
question.
show last season. Yeah.
What did the kid say?
The kid asked her the question.
Yeah, and what she said?
She said, "Next question." Like, she completely ignored the kid. Yeah, like, it was hilarious. So I think it had to be her.
Their show was funny. I felt like a lot of that got a little bit like blown over with the move from Vegas, when TP moved from Vegas. But yeah, their show was actually super funny. I would even go as far as to say you don't have stud buds if Sydney Carlson and TP didn't do that last season first. But okay, so Daisy took my answer, but I'm gonna give a different answer for a totally different vibe. I'm gonna say Skylar Diggins. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Skylar Diggins has an interesting life. Like, the way she be popping off, and like, I just want to see her go about her regular everyday life. Like, yeah.
Okay. I definitely can dig that. I definitely can dig that. But
is that the player who was out there dancing at the All-Star game?
Was she dancing?
When Glorilla was performing.
I mean, everybody was dancing.
But Angel Reese was recording her, and she it almost seemed like as if she knew the routine. Basically, it was hilarious.
No, you talking about the girl that plays for the Washington Mystics? She used to play for LA. Mick. She got braids.
I think she had.
She got cornrows. Yeah. She a tall guard. Mick, she got like a headband. You know what I'm talking about?
I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, she long and lanky.
You guys got to keep up with TikTok. You guys got to keep. There's more juice there. There's more info on there. I'm telling you guys.
I'm old, man.
There's
I can't be doing TikTok. I'm an old woman.
Brittany Sykes. She's thinking of
Brittany Sykes. Okay.
Brittany Sykes. Yeah, she did the whole dance routine and everything like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it looked like she knew the routine. I was like, oh my gosh, like she's busting it down out there. Like she knows what to do.
Right. I'm gonna go with a love story. I believe people love relationships. So I would say not one person, but just like make a reality show. People love drama. People want to see how people that are in love work together. Do it work? Do it not work? I know I could never work with my partner. Like, no. So I think I would love in the W reality show between like Dejanay and Alyssa and like DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas, and now you got Marina Mabry dating Rivers in Connecticut.
Really?
So there's
How old is Marina Mabry?
I don't know.
Interesting.
She might.
Okay.
She's older than me.
Okay.
And then you got Izzy in New York dating Natasha Cloud in New York, right? So it's just like a lot of couples are popping up in the W, like a ton. And so I just would love to see how that dynamic works, especially when they get traded, when they got to move cities, you know, trying to raise a family or build a life together. I think people would be very interested in that. No matter if they're judging it or applauding it, I think people would watch. Mm-hmm. You know, everything's going to come with negativity and positivity. So, you know, I think it would definitely get good viewership because it's going to be drama. It's women working with each other. Like, come on.
I love it.
Oh, man. Well, let's get into the standings.
Let's do it.
This is the second half of the season. Mm-hmm. And we got playoffs coming up. And right now, we do. Some teams are in and some teams are out. So new viewers, top 8 teams make it into the playoffs, right? And so right now, in order, we have the Lynx, the Liberty, the Dream, the Mercury, the Fever, the Storm, the Aces, and then the Valkyries, with Mystics trailing right behind them, and are fighting for that spot as well. So,
did Seattle win tonight?
And then you got LA.
Oh, that game is still on.
Games. Seattle. Yep. Nope. Seattle lost to the Fever tonight. No, that was yesterday.
Yeah, no, they play. I think they play yesterday. They play New York.
They play tomorrow.
Tonight? No, they play. Who do they play tonight?
They play
tomorrow. Okay. I got my days mixed up. My fault.
Yeah, today, Monday, there's no games on Mondays. I had to figure that out. I finally found that trend in the W. There's no games on Mondays.
Yeah. Okay. So I said that because like Seattle, like if they lose the next couple of games and then you know what I mean, like that little ranking right there could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean they have 16 wins, 13 losses. Yeah. The Aces is right there with 15 wins, 14 losses, and the Valkyries are 14-14. So I mean, like
the Valkyries are now playing without Kayla Thornton.
Oh, what happened?
She's injured. Kayla Thornton's, I think, is out for the rest of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. Dang. Let me check, but yeah. She's been out for a few games, I think, already.
That sucks. Well, I think it's safe to say that, I mean, Lynx, Liberty, Dream, Mercury, all of it.
Yeah, she's gonna miss the remainder of the season with a right knee injury.
Dang, that hurt.
Yeah, she done.
That hurt.
Yeah. So the Mystics, might. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's going to catch Minnesota. Minnesota's going to be in it whether Fee come back or not. Like, I want to talk about that a little bit, though. The injury with Nafisa Collier in the game where they beat us by 50 some odd points. The question started floating around, like, why was Nafisa Collier still in the game? Because at that point, even Vegas, we had taken our starters out. Like, Becky was like, fuck it, we lost it. I'm going to pull the starters out. Nafisa Collier was still in the game. And the question, like, the fans were pretty upset about that. Like, why was she still in the game? She shouldn't have been at the game. Even people at the game were upset. Like, people at the Aces game went to see the Aces were upset because Nafisa Collier was still in the game and got injured. So it's very interesting. Like, when asked about this, Cheryl Reeve commented that, like, she doesn't think like that. Like, as long as the game is going, she said, especially in a away game, she doesn't think like that. Like, as long as the game is going, there's always a chance the team can come back. And so she left Nafisa Collier in, and, you know, these things happen. But from the fans' perspective, a lot of people feel like they was trying to run up the boards, like they was trying to run the score up, basically, or they were being greedy or whatever the case may be. So I wanted to ask you, because from a fan's perspective, I'm like, that's annoying. You know what I mean? That she got injured like that in a game where they were already so far ahead. But Cheryl Reeves' response to the question I thought was interesting. So from a coaching perspective, what do you think about that?
I think what she said is BS. Cheryl Reeves is a Olympian coach. She's an all-star coach. She is going to go into the W Hall of Fame as probably a WNBA, one of the greatest coaches to coach in the league. So she has the experience. And when you are coaching, like Becky Hammond has said it, other coaches have said it, you manage minutes. You manage minutes. Why you think Paige Beckers doesn't play certain games and she's not injured? Because she just played a tough season for UConn, and now going into the W, you manage minutes. Right? Like, so at the same time, it's like, even Becky Hammond was like, if I would have played Asia more, she probably would have got MVP last year. But she managed minutes. What's one of the reasons Cheryl Reeves, and maybe she is right now that I'm talking this through, that she do think like that, because one of the reasons she lost last year in the finals is because Minnesota got gassed. They got gassed. Nafisa Collier was playing every night, the entire game. Like, the woman didn't have no rest. Like, she got gassed. Like, they just didn't have any more. And I believe they just crumbled on defense, and New York was just throwing people at them, and they was well rested, right? Because they didn't go into a game 7, the playoff game before them, and you had New York sitting at home. So, sweetie, if you really not going into these games, not looking at managing playing time, learn your lesson, sweetie. Learn your lesson.
Daisy, are you a Minnesota Lynx fan at all?
I'm a Studbud fan. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. You know what? I keep up to date a lot, or as much as I can, with the WN. And I was sending. I don't know if I sent the message to my aunt or to you, Dimitri. I had said, like, man, I'm not even a Dallas Wings fan anymore. Like, I'm a Paige Beckers fan, right? And with that being said, I know that Carrington is now gonna be with the Lynx now, and honestly, to go back to talking about that trade, like I think 100% that the Lynx 100% benefited with that trade, guaranteed. And with that being said, I mean, when you have the Studbuds and you have Carrington on that team, I mean, if I like them, I'm gonna watch them.
Jay-Z is like, I like them. They cool. They got the stud buzz. They got Dejanay Carrington. I feel you. Yeah.
She like, let's go to Minnesota.
Let's go. So I'm hoping, I mean, we haven't gotten a final like say on Nafisa's injury. We don't know quite how bad it is. We know it's a leg injury. We know that, but we don't know anything else or how long she's going to be out. But like I said, Minnesota is going to the playoffs regardless at this point. Nobody can catch them with their record. But I think it does make them a little more vulnerable inside the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too. It definitely does. I will say a good sign about Napheesa Collier is after they carried her off the floor and she was walking to the back, she was walking on her own. Yeah. So that's always a good sign. Because normally when they don't want you to walk is when like you got to go take x-rays and MRIs like you're in pain. So the fact that she actually was walking is a good sign. So I'm thinking it's a sprain or something that they pumping up her ankle, juicing her up, giving her a shot or two to get back out there when the timing is right. And I think they may sit her out until playoffs. Or
they should.
At least until 2 games.
I feel like they should rest her. So. They should rest her. Even if she can't come back, rest her up.
Now, what the hell is the Liberty doing without Breanna Stewart?
The same thing they were doing without JJ.
They're on a 4-game losing streak.
They were on the struggle bus without JJ. Like, I mean, they were still winning, significant games, but they were losing too. Like, I feel like the Liberty's first issue came when JJ was out. Like, that's when they first started losing games. And now we just seeing, like, without Stewie, like, it's just... But do you think it's one of those things where Stewie could probably come out and they just resting her until the playoffs at this point?
I don't know, because I really don't know. I mean, they are sitting top 2. That could definitely be a strategy, especially because Stewie played an unrivaled. You know what I mean? And she's getting older. And again, they want them to be fresh. That is a good point. But it just seemed like New York. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Daisy. You were sitting right next to me. It just seemed like the fucking Wings was blowing them out by 30. Like,
oh no, yeah, 100%, 100%, yeah.
Like it just didn't seem like the Liberty had fight, right, Daisy? It just seemed like they just. I mean, they ended up coming back, but it just seemed like we coasted. It seemed like they were coasting. Like hey, we made the playoffs. We locked in the deal. Like, let's run some sets. Let's figure some things out. Let's figure out what works, what don't. And they wasn't like, they was getting blown out. Like, they called a timeout. They wasn't like upset, but they were just like, okay, that's not working. Let's figure this out. It was just like, it was more of a strategy than a game with the Wings. Am I wrong?
No, for sure. And I had that sense of energy too when I had asked you. I was like, wait, is it Breanna Stewart on this team? Where is she? And you're like, yeah, she's sitting out there in the side. I was like, what? From there on, then when you told me that she was sitting out, I knew that they probably they were gonna do as good, but I knew the energy was definitely different when she was sitting out.
Yeah. I definitely think the Lynx and Liberty are coasting right now, and they have every right to be. And as far as the bottom, for me, I think the only scare right now that like the Valkyries, they're sitting in 8th place right now, but I don't think they're gonna keep it. And I think the Mystics are gonna take it. The Sparks are right behind them. But I just don't think the Sparks have enough to get it. Which they had a great game against Seattle the other night, y'all. Oh my God.
That was a fantastic game.
I don't know if y'all was watching.
I watched it.
Days, you need to go back and watch it on League Pass. It was a double overtime and it was crazy.
Let me tell you, last night not last night, I think during the evening, I went to go out to eat, and they didn't have it on the TVs, unfortunately. But I pulled out the phone and I was like, you know what? Let me see what games are going on. And I was watching Atlanta and the Mystics play. That's what I was watching.
Who won?
Dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, yeah,
Course.
I definitely see Aces being in there, Storm being in there. But I definitely see that 8th spot going to the Washington Mystics. See the Fever in there, Dream, Mercury, Storm. But I think the Mystics is going to take that 8th spot, and the Valkyries and the Sparks aren't going to make the playoffs this year. I think the Sparks are going to make the playoffs next year because they're growing. Cameron Brink is back and all that. So I think they're going to be strong for next year. But that's just my opinion. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, same. I don't think we see the Valkyries hold on to it, not without Kayla Thornton. So I think we see the Mystics come into that spot. But outside of that, I think it's pretty locked. I think the really tough games for the Aces are over. Like, we knew we would lose those games. We just didn't know we would lose like that. But I think, like what you said, I agree.
Gotcha. Daisy, and I know you don't see the standings, but right now we have Valkyries in 8th, Mystics in 9th, and Sparks in 10th. Who's making playoffs?
Yeah, I think I got right in front of me. Yeah, the Mystics are up there. Who else? I had that list right in front of me a while ago. I know who else is up there. Yeah, for sure. I know the Wings are not up there, unfortunately.
Nah. But out of the Mystics, the Valkyries, and the Sparks, who's making the playoffs?
Oh, I'm gonna say the Sparks.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did you say Mystics or who
Out
did you
of
say?
the Mystics, Valkyries, and Sparks. Who's making the playoffs?
I'm giving it to my Mystics. My Mystics.
Okay.
I like them. I like that rookie named Sonia.
Yeah,
Sonia Citron.
Sonia Citron.
I like her. Yes.
She's badass. Well, yeah, y'all, there you have it. So with that being said, that is it for our show. We thank you for watching, Daisy. We thank you for coming on to our show. We hope you had a good time, play the game. You did awesome guessing, by the way, and everything. But could you tell our followers where to find you? And if you're having any shows, where to look you up at?
You guys are more than welcome to find me on Instagram at TikTok at Daisy Virginia with the letter M at the end. You guys can find me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm also on Facebook at Daisy Martinez. And unfortunately, I don't have any shows coming up in Dallas, but I can guarantee I'll be in Houston, I want to say in October. But I hope before the Dallas Wings season could end, I'll try my best to get out there to join one last game.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Mick, where can they find you at?
Yep, I'm asked for
any shows coming up.
Yeah, I'm asked for Mick on all social media platforms. ASKFORMIK. I got a few shows coming up that I'm gonna plug right now. On August 14th, I'm gonna be with Cobra here in Vegas at Mom's Basement Theater. On the 15th, Friday, I'm back there with Catholic Guilt. I'm doing stand-up for that show. So that's also at the same theater in Vegas. So that's the 14th and the 5th. Wait, the 14th. Oh, shit. Whatever that Thursday and Friday are, I'm in Vegas. And then that Saturday, I'm in Ventura, California. So if you out that way, I'm going to be doing some stand-up at the name of the theater that I can't remember right now. But come see me on Instagram. I'm going to be plugging it there. So if you in LA or that area, come see me on the 16th, Saturday.
Yes.
Hey, Mick, I'm actually going to be in Vegas for a lowrider car show. That's probably not anytime soon. I think it's sometime in November, if I'm mistaken or not. I'm not too sure if you've ever heard of Lowrider,
of course.
The company.
Yeah.
They do this really big mega show in Vegas, and I'm gonna go out there and try to model. I say try because they do have rules and a certain criteria that you do have to follow when you're going out there to model. But maybe I could see you out there. Maybe I can invite you to a show. You can check it out.
For sure. Look me up. Look me up. I would love to link up. I definitely want to come to a show. Sounds like the vibes.
Look at that.
For sure.
Women connecting, women helping women.
Yeah, for sure.
All about women power. Well, thank y'all again for listening to our show. We appreciate you. You can find me on Instagram, Coach J.Green. Again, Coach J.Green on Instagram. So thank y'all again. Peace.
Hey.
We out.
Peace. Bye.